The fact that you said we know it's all about the team, but the way he's playing, he's trying to make his team win on his back.
Yeah, it's been exciting. He's turning in a pretty impressive performance running the football, and a big reason why they have this nice lead.
And in days gone by, we would clip this out and put it up on the refrigerator, wouldn't we? Clip out the box score. Nowadays, not too many newspapers out there. Maybe you screenshot it online.
Got a man open. That's Harry. That one good for 13 and a New England first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what offense happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground, as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage. Looking to throw. Dancing to his left. Oh, nearly picked. Almost intercepted, but he couldn't hang on, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Got his man. That's Harry. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 26. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
They'll run on first down. Michel, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to go up top for the... And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Braxton Berrios hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to pour it on. And he shows some mobility there, getting outside of the tackles, moving to the right, making a nice play.
He had the whole field in front of him and was able to actually throw it about where he was looking, right? He said he moved to the right, had his vision there, and put a nice pass into the end zone for a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The New York set to take the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And the pass complete to Anunwa. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. We are off to the 4th quarter here on this special Christmas Day broadcast. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Back to throw. Knapp. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And it's fielded at the 34. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. That punt returned 66 yards, and it goes the distance as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Quincy Enunwa that time, and that'll bring up second down. Once again, they'll go. From the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Knapp. And his throw here is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback. Back in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Looking to throw. Now, Herndon's got it complete. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. Pulled in at the 24. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Patriots take over. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And the final 2 weeks, just like a formality pretty much, they're going to be the #1 seed. But there is the matter of that perfect record, 14-0 right now. How might that change how they approach these next 2 games?
And I think what it does is it forces you to come together as a team and as an organization and say, okay, what are we really trying to accomplish here? And what's the best way to reach those goals? For some teams, the best way is to stay focused, stay locked in, go for a perfect season, and then take that open week to rest and heal up before the playoffs begin. For others, okay, we've got it locked in. Let's start to tamp it down a little bit. Get these guys rested and ready to go. All depends on your organization. I think most players would tell you, let's go for the perfect 16-0.
Yeah, I think the fan base, they would usually say that as well, wouldn't they?
They certainly would. The hard part, though, is if you get beat along the way, we should have rested the guys.
Exactly.
You know how it works.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Ready. 50 seconds left. Here I come. Snap.
Trying to pound it in here with Michel. Able to get away. And he keeps fighting his way into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Sony Michel taking it in as his guys continue to pour it on. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those. Special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. To throw again. Now. A hit turned it over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was looking to hit his running back, Le'Veon Bell, that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still,
No yards.
yardage. Okay.
And he's got the hook up to Moore.
Let's go. Get set.
2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, a tough day for this offense continues. One of their best chances to get on the scoreboard there, couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's not looking like it's going to happen for him today, does it? I mean, opportunity after opportunity, play after play has gone against them the entire game. They probably feel a little bit like Schlep Rock, got that black cloud over their heads.
Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10, back to 45. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot 1st down.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Sacked there by Avery Williamson, the linebacker. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
On 2nd down, Michelle. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15.
Mike, 57. I got you, Pop. Ready?
On 3rd down, a run from White. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 17 yards there for the Patriots as they've got themselves a 1st down.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Josh Jones in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Mike, 54. It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Here's 2nd and 8. Out to his left. And he's going to have the hook up to Izzo. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 26 yards. yards.
Got it? 54, right there, right there. 54, Mike. Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense.
Back to throw. He'll get this to Devlin, his fullback. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. They'll turn to Michel as they go back to the ground. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know they're playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The offense, along with tight end Chris Herndon, heading back out there. And look at the numbers. They have gotten him more involved. I guess the question now, Charles, defensively, how do you make him less involved?
That's always the key question, isn't it? Sometimes other guys are starting to play really well, and you shift your attention to them. You got to make sure you got full focus on it because he's so good that if you don't, he finds a way to make plays. Always have 2 guys in his vicinity, usually trying to bump him off the line of scrimmage and get him out of his route.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw. Now. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Ready.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now a draw play. This is Bell. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Well, on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. There defensively to make the play, Joanne Williams. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
So the Patriots coming out now. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
57 to Mike.
Again, it's Michel. He's got the first down here inside the 30. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
On the ready. 57's mine. Let's go one more. Now.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll buy some time right. This will be caught inside the 10. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A good pickup there, a 22.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Back to throw here. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. N'Keal Harry was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Steps away to his left. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Showed some of his improv skills there, getting flushed out of the pocket but still able to make the throw for the score.
So that means he's not a method actor?
No.
Because with the improv means break character when you need to. And in the NFL, when you have those guys chasing you, sometimes you have to break character in a big way. But I love the fact that he stayed downfield, kept his eyes up, and made the play. How many rookies do that well?
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. And New York set to take the field. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room, get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coaches say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. There's no sense in doing something now. Let's get out of here. No one gets hurt. But others will look at it and say, we still have an opportunity to do something.
On the line.
Exactly. You have pride on the line.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And the Jets have got it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Patriots, they're now a win away from a perfect regular season as they move to 15-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll be guaranteed a finish of no better than 500 as they drop to 7-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the New England Patriots and the Cleveland Browns. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, you know, the folks in the dog pound, they live for games like this. Snowy conditions here at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New England Patriots and the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They were losers last time out, but winners of 7 of 9 prior to that. On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, they come in at 15-0, one win short of a perfect regular season.
And it's something we've only seen a couple of times. Miami in 1972, New England in 2007. We know they're not going to mail it in. They're going to go for it.
Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They will be led out by the Heisman Trophy winner from 2018 from Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield.
It's week 17, Brandon, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. He's not going to win the MVP award, but that doesn't mean to me that he shouldn't get strong consideration. I think he's been terrific this year.
He has, and I think the highest praise came from the coaching staff, telling us that he's been more vital to our team than any other quarterback in the league. If your coaches are saying that, you feel pretty good.
Yeah, I actually heard from an opposing coach earlier this week where he said, look, he's not going to win it, but he should. He's been the best player we played against this season.
Mayfield off the play fake. This is the tight end, Njoku. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. First carry for Nick Chubb. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. This offense has a lot to account for, but at the top of the defense's list is OBJ.
I'm not sure how you really game plan for him because no matter what you do, he finds a way to uncover himself downfield. And the speed gets it from his mom, a former sprinter at LSU.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. From the gun, Mayfield. Now Mayfield lost the football, and it's picked up by the Patriots. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Opening minute, and already a trip to the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Following the fumble recovery, here's Stidham rolling to his right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. On 3rd down, Stidham. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Myles Garrett in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. Stidham going for it on 4th. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down. And this Browns defense stands tall. So the defense asked to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
1st down, Mayfield. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Defensively, here are the starters for New England. They really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
Yeah, they pitched a shutout in that game, didn't they? And those don't come around all that often in the NFL. The ability to keep someone out of the end zone and also from kicking one through the post. Well done.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. On 3rd down, Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second, it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
This is taken at the 18. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And here now the offense heading back out there. And these guys locked into that number 1 seed. That's been a foregone conclusion for a while now. The question on everyone's mind, can they finish the regular season a perfect 16-0?
And it all comes back to philosophy of the organization, philosophy of the head coach, and, of course, the locker room itself. What do the players want to do? And I think what most teams would do in this situation is approach it, let's win every game, but let's be smart about doing it. So it doesn't mean that they're going to go all out if, indeed, they do need to rest a few people.
On 1st down, Michel. The numbers a week ago for Michel, just downright unbelievable. I mean, when you amass that many yards, I don't know what else to say.
Personally, I thought it was a game for the ages for him. Ripped off some long runs in that contest, didn't he?
He did indeed. Some very long runs, and that total is scary. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Stidham 1st down in the red zone. Rolling to his left. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Here we go. Set. 60 Pittsburgh. Watch the
Now it's Stidham being chased out left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Terrific coverage in the end zone that time. Forced him out of the pocket to his right. I thought maybe try and run it there, but no one came open for him. Nice job by the defense of not getting out of their lanes.
And he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
53, check 53. Switch up, switch up. Get it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
This is caught. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
It'll be a gain of 5, but they do keep him out of the end zone, and now it's 4th down. A choice to make. You're on the road. You're going to take the 3. You're so close to the end zone.
Well, you know what the book says. You know, that mythical book about what to do in certain situations. Road team, it says be aggressive. Go get a touchdown. Don't play for a field goal. I say keep that book open and do it.
So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game. Head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal.
Need 2 more first day on.
Grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Yeah. That's why they put them that way. Yeah. It is kind of chilly.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And the magnitude of this game, everybody knows it. The fans, obviously the players and coaches, there's just with them a palpable buzz right now. They know they control their own destiny.
win, and you're in. And I think every player wants that. I think every coach wants that. I haven't been an organization yet that wants to be in a game where they have to rely on other teams to get them to their goals. In this situation, it's very cut and dry. Win, and you're in the playoffs. That's their mission. That's their challenge. And you know they've chosen to accept it.
And what they told us is this has been the most focused week of practice we've had all year. You wouldn't expect any different.
Yeah, and you know, at the beginning of the season, you have multiple goals. They just have one now. Win the game.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And he'll find Henderson there. It's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Mayfield now from the 50 toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Carlos Henderson, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Mayfield looks to throw, and he's got the hook up to Landry. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I know you got a baseball background, right?
A little bit. Started minor league ball.
Yeah, you did some of that, right? What do they do when they do the signals? An indicator, right?
Tells you whether it goes or not, yeah.
Yeah, whether the play's on or not. How about the indicators offensive linemen give when they're getting ready to run a screen pass? And if those get red, well, we just saw that there, didn't we?
No gain.
No gain. Deciphered it and finished the play off.
Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. Man, those numbers from last week. What do you call a game like that? Monumental? A career game?
Yeah, every one of those adjectives you can pull up. Monumental, mammoth, massive. But you also know that he wants another one just like it in this game. He doesn't plan on slowing down.
Man, if he duplicates that, that would be history. On the ground, this is Michel. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
We always talk about and we always look for guys with fresh legs down the stretch of a long NFL season. Well, in Week 16, he was the AFC Player of the Week, and looks like he's going to be strong for Week 17 as well.
Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Set 18 Gator.
Stop your
On 2nd down now, Michel. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot 1st down. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now Stidham off play action. Looking for Harry. He airs it, and that's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 39 yards there, a big one.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Stidham, flush to his right. That's going to be caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Braxton Berrios, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead.
That drive was quick and impressive. Almost like they had somewhere else they needed to be after the game.
Now the try here for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it ends with a New England touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to him. When things have changed a little bit, they have to make an adjustment.
Well, still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. They go with Chubb on second down. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. The Browns on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Stidham, escaping the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Joe Schobert coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Stidham eluding the pressure right. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Give him 30 yards there. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? And they will run it with Michelle. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. New England on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. They'll try and run for it. Here's Michelle. And he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. Sony Michel taking it in. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. I think this crowd not really sure what to make of things. Their guys have not looked very good. Their leader here at the top, he hasn't looked that great either.
And most of the time you hear guys talk about how they don't let the crowd affect them or they block it off. Well, that's not really fully true, because a lot of the times you ride the wave of emotion with a crowd when it's positive for you. In this case, they've got to find a way to shake it off and at least get something done to maybe put the crowd back on their side.
Absolutely. Give these guys something to cheer about. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Carlos Henderson, the intended receiver, but now it'll be 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing, Mayfield, and that's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And take it right on the 30. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
53 is the mic. Yeah, that's right. That's what I do.
Stidham sets to throw on 1st. Flushed out right. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Stidham. Steps away. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand.
We got this.
Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end or wide receiver, that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. But they also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws that quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango.
Here we go. Here we go. 8, read.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Let go.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Michel. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And all the way down to the 5. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now, because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there was another 1st down run right there.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Now it's Stidham. He's got it. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's third and goal. New England on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at a third and goal here. On third and goal, Stidham. That's out to his running back, Michel. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Sony Michel. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. So that drive 7 plays in length, and it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Come on, fellas.
Odell Beckham now marching back onto the field. With them losing here in the second quarter. His limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts, one of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. The Browns send out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, trying to get him more involved here on this drive maybe. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Let him know, let him know.
They'll run with Michel. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they
would not throw it.
take it over, we step aside. An update from that game going on in the Meadowlands. It's the Dolphins that have grabbed the early lead over the Jets. Josh Rosen leading the way offensively. punt team on now as this one's sent away. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
And they're throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they work this out past the 25. To throw, Mayfield. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku. And now it's second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
"34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. N'Keal Harry, his 14th touchdown now on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Extra point forthcoming. And the lead will grow by one more. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
First down, Mayfield. It's caught. Beckham. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Mayfield. He finds his target, Beckham. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Final play of the half. It's Stidham, forced out to his left. Now he's going to let it. Got his man complete. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome into our EA Sports Halftime Report. A busy final day of the regular season, so let's get to it. We'll begin with a battle of 2 Northeastern squads, Buffalo at Heinz Field to take on Pittsburgh. And it's the Steelers out in front in the second quarter. The Steelers still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we're off to check out another game. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting New York Giants. The Texans looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. The Dolphins trying to finish out the season strong. 2 wins could get them back to 500 for the year. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
So here they come, the road team now getting the football first to start this third quarter. And you can see it's no race for the top spot. That's been decided. These guys will hope to get through Week 17 in one piece before they host a division round game in 2 weeks' time.
And I think that what they'll do is they'll be very selective about who plays in this game, all right? There's certain guys that maybe are starters, but maybe haven't played as much as other guys during the year. Maybe they still need their timing back. Other guys, you're going to put in bubble wrap and put them on the sidelines and tell them we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Now that's caught inside the 20. It's nearly a 40-yard gain on the opening play of the quarter.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Here's Stidham. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second down.
And we see another.
Munching on it. I've been going in and out munching on it. Yeah. Silly. Yeah, I did.
Another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Ready.
They go play action now. Stidham. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Ryan Izzo hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to pour it on.
As far as tight ends go, if you get 3 or 4 touchdowns in a season, that's usually counted as a pretty good year.
And CD, he just hit double digits. That's 10 touchdowns for him now.
Yeah, and that's something you really have to applaud. That's elite level production.
A try here for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through. To extend the lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it ends with a New England touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 8. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Of the third quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And again, it's Chubb. So that one will get them halfway to the first down marker. 7 yards makes it 3rd and 7 now. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now Mayfield. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. This is taken at the 23. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A 77-yard punt return as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Hey, rookie. That's the way to make an impression. Return one for a touchdown.
Yeah, welcome to the party. We saw him fielding those punts before the game, and he just had a little bit of a look in his eye, didn't he?
He did. He was a confident young man, and now we know why.
Now the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Well, it's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take them back, and he did so there. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
The Browns drive about to get started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere. Oh, Chubb fumbled it.
You don't want no problem. You don't want no problem from me.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
That's taken on the 25. And he's loose again. And it's a New England Patriots touchdown.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
Now a jumbo formation here as they'll try for the two-point conversion.
You can't block me.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Buying time to his left. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Mayfield now. They set up the screen to Chubb. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lawrence Guy make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Fielded at the 33. 12 yards on the return that time. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
that is
by the
one
time
positive.
we have to leave the booth.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. And the young bucks showing that ability, that agility to dance outside of the pocket, complete the deep ball.
And don't think for a second that the coaching staff didn't have their heart rate accelerate a little bit there, right? Anytime you have those young quarterbacks and they get outside of the pocket, you're just hoping that they make good decisions because so many things can happen that can go wrong when you throw it downfield like that. He got away with it there and in a big way.
The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Adrian Phillips there to knock that one away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. 2nd and 10. And he'll get that to Michel, complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him. And he is in. Touchdown, New England. Taking it in from a yard out as his guys continue to pour it on. He's got the hat trick, 3 touchdowns now.
Did you throw yours? Did you throw yours out
I didn't have mine. You've got yours. You've got one of those Abe Lincoln hats.
Yeah, and that's still...
Oh, that's what I wanted to get. Beef bouillon cubes.
Pipe is going right out there for... A nose for the end zone. 3rd time today. I think he deserves a tip of the cap.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 8th. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Checking the NFL scoreboard there in the third at MetLife Stadium. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Le'Veon Bell with a touchdown in that one. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Mayfield looks to throw. Caught by Jones. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. A run for Nick Chubb. He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And that will be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
This is brought in at the 21. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Myles Garrett in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On play action, they'll throw. On the move to his left. And able to connect with Berrios. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 27-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 27. Looking to throw. And he's going to have the hook up to Izzo. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Ryan Izzo with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
They'll try and throw for it. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. And we're back now here in Cleveland, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Browns off. Offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And as things start to come into focus here in the final weekend, their future still up in the air. Currently in possession of the 5 spot, but could fall entirely out of the postseason if this final day doesn't go their way.
Well, we're looking forward to the playoffs because, fortunately enough, we're going to be there to call some of these games. But when you're sitting where they are right now, the playoffs start with this game. They can't wait till next week and say, well, let's see if we're... No, they have to win this one to ensure that they're going to go. So their playoff run actually begins a week early.
By the way, I got my assignment for the playoffs. They have me doing every game.
I like that.
Are you there, too?
I like that. I just hope I'm with you.
I hope so as well. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. And again, it's Mayfield. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. Kind of surprised they accept the penalty.
The only thing that comes to mind for me is they want to move them back 5 yards because they feel good about their defense. But in most situations, you take the down. And that's what counts more.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got a... Find a way to start matching each other's movements.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Patriots gearing up to go now. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
That's going to be a long day.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Rolling to his left. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play there for New England. 55 yards. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, brings me right out of my seat.
You ready?
53, Mike.
Who that?
5.
Now a play fake here on first down. Steps away toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it won't be easy.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get...
And he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. Punching it in from a yard away as his guys continue to pour it on. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification. That's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him, as we've seen. Would you say 3 rushing touchdowns? And, of course, throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Let's go.
And the Browns getting set to go. And with this deficit, You can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
No. What I would tell my offense right here, the punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Throwing, Mayfield. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. That's out to Chubb, complete. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
That's it, baby. That's it. That's it. Big hit.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Going to the air again with Mayfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy. We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. N'Keal Harry with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
That first down completion only netted them 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Mayfield. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here. You've held a team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. This will be fielded at the 17. Still going. Now he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And a great return as he takes this up just shy of the 45.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Shoot. On the ground, Michelle. Oh, he's got some breathing room. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, New England. Sony Michel taking it in as his guys continue to pour it on.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing too.
Oh, she's singing. She's
on like the fifth tune at this point.
She left Scales way behind. But he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
The point after is good, and the lead will swell by one more. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
To throw, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Let's go.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Now Mayfield. That's taken in by Henderson. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Give them 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. John Simon, make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This is taken at about the 14. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And the Patriots take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment, and to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today.
Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
On 3rd down, Michelle. And an alley to run. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Ready. 60 outlaw.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
5.
They'll run on 1st down. Michelle. Past the 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Ready up.
Hey, we got Mike 50, Mike 50, huh? Hey, me and you all day, all day. I'm coming.
1st down, here's White. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Now the extra point try forthcoming. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. They've gone final now in Dallas, and the Cowboys have wound up winning that one. Dak Prescott, 3 touchdown passes to help lead the way. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. And it's second down. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Mayfield now. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. John Simon in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. The Patriots will take their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a third and long now after the sack. Mayfield to throw it.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Dancing to his left. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Set, ready, 50, plant.
51 to Mike. Here we go, here we go.
Snap.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Wide open receiver complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Pats, they've indeed run the table here on the regular season. They finish a perfect 16-0, joining the 07 Pats and the 72 Dolphins as the only teams to ever do so. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, this loss will mean they finish the season right at 500 at 8-8. And they'll get their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.